Apart from being a moderator on a mysterious subreddit, the user Religion of Peace was a grizzled old oddball who boasted a colorful military past. But as the months went by, intrepid internet sleuths started looking into the background of two Reddit profiles and discovered that they were connected to a website. The code of this website, Lake City Quiet Pills, had cryptic hints that suggested there was much more to the place than first seemed. This is the mystery of Lake City Quiet Pills. Reddit is a social news platform and discussion board where users vote on and curate content. Reddit has thousands of different subreddits, which make up different communities based on different interests, hobbies, TV shows, literally anything. However, like every social media available, Reddit has a dark side. As a result, there may be subreddits devoted to child pornography, white nationalism, illicit piracy, or even drug use. Although many of these subreddits are hidden and accessible to only a small number of people, there have been a few open cases that blur the lines between morally repugnant and unlawful activities. One notable instance is the r/jailbait subreddit, which celebrated porn stars, models, and actresses with youthful looks, even though they were not legally considered minors. Images that were as close to child pornography as possible were posted on this subreddit without breaching any rules. Thousands of people subscribed to the r/jailbait subreddit throughout the years before it was finally shut down. One of the moderators of the r/jailbait subreddit went by the alias Religion of Peace. The user Religion of Peace appeared to be knowledgeable about a variety of military topics. Particularly, this guy appeared to have a violent past. At one point, he expressed intimate knowledge of the specific piano wires that could be used to kill someone. The user stated in one post that he joined the US military at the age of 14 and that he was physically mature for his age. He had mentioned being present at the Battle of Normandy in at least one post and had answered a user who had asked about it by saying, "I was there, but I was passing 40mm cannon shells on a troop ship. I didn't really get into any sort of us and them shooting at each other combat until I went to Jerusalem in 47. It was an exciting time to be alive, fighting the good fight." The allegations made by the user Religion of Peace regarding his military experience, including his participation in World War II and subsequent service, would not stop. "I was in the Navy until 45. I didn't see any land combat until Palestine in 47. I saw it then, both sides, and continued seeing it until I got too old." After World War II, this individual claimed to have spent several decades working in military-related fields. In a blog post outlining their marijuana use, according to the user Religion of Peace, he left the military in 1987. He asserted that what came next was a career in a field involving computers. "Some people have the luxury of enough money to retire. I found a job I like that doesn't require much physical effort, and it works for me. Happily, it's a computer-related field." The scope of this user's new work was never actually described in depth, but he did refer to himself as a tech writer. He explained that he was constantly at his computer and had free time, which is why he was on Reddit all the time. The following year and a half saw this person develop into an active, albeit not very well liked, Reddit user. They made hundreds of posts and left numerous comments, but they didn't seem to have a sizable following. The most important thing they did was moderate the r/jailbait subreddit, which I've already described, but they also pointed other Reddit users to their website, lakecityquietpills.com, in the process. Many of the risque and pornographic photographs that would show up on the unsettling r/jailbait subreddit were being hosted on this website, which was being utilized as an image host. The user Religion of Peace had marketed this site as that old guy's image host whenever advocating its use to others, advising them that they may use it to host their own photos. By the summer of 2009, LakeCityQuietPills.com was flooded with pictures of girls and women in skimpy clothing as well as obscene images. Many people gave it very little attention, merely using it as a storage location for the photographs that swamped Reddit's shadowy nooks. Other subreddits had begun to use LakeCityQuietPills.com in addition to the r/jailbait subreddit to host photos, which they would then post to Reddit. The last Reddit comment posted by the user Religion of Peace was on July 17, 2009, at about 6:46 a.m. The comment was pretty nondescript, just him moaning about spammers as he usually did. 13 hours later, the user 2-6 posted for the first and only time. I'm the person who provided Religion of Peace with a space for that old guy's image host. Milo died today. He was 79 years old. He died at his desk looking at your site. Milo was a mean old fucker. Mean and ornery. He hooked me up with my first gig when I got out of the army. I didn't like finding him like that. Milo didn't have any living relatives and no real friends. And other than his landlady and a few people where he worked, he didn't talk to anyone about much of anything. Him and I just tolerated each other. As I said, he was mean. I think he used that as a shield to keep people away from him. Milo thought God was some kind of con game thought up by lazy sons of bitches who didn't want to work every day. So he's going into the fire on Monday without service just like he wanted. I'm planning to dump his ashes in the woods in Pennsylvania, near where he was born. Can't put them right there because there's a mall there now. I gave the girl next door his raggedy old cat and most of his books. His computers and Tronic shit he tagged for disabled vets and VVA. All the rest of the stuff is for the Salvation Army. All those years and everything he owned fit in the trunk of my car. I don't know what else to say. I'll miss him. Miserable bastard. This post was met by a barrage of comments from other users who knew of or had interacted with the user Religion of Peace over the years. Users couldn't believe that the man who had allegedly done so much in his life had simply died where he sat. Just one more comment would be posted by the Reddit user 2-6, this time on July 21st, 2009, which was once more 2 days later. This remark was succinct, uncomplicated, and direct. If you're interested, this is where Milo is now. A link to Google Maps was then provided, directing users to a location just southeast of Gettysburg in Pennsylvania, close to Round Top and Lake Heritage. The specific location was close to a mall that, according to the user 2-6, was constructed on the land that originally belonged to the family of the user Religion of Peace, or Milo. The users believed that Milo's ashes would be spread at the site. What should have been the end of the story wasn't. People, in awe of the mystery surrounding the user Religion of Peace and his death, started investigating the breadcrumb path left by the two Reddit accounts, the user Religion of Peace and the user 2-6. Over the following several months, Redditors started to learn a story that was equally perplexing as it was fascinating. Ready to go down the rabbit hole? Users began investigating the mysterious user 2-6, who notified the community of Milo's death. On the website FARC, some Reddit users discovered the username Angel26, which sounded similar to the Reddit username. This individual had left comments on FARC as early as 2001. When this user registered for the website on October 11, 2001, they used angel.2.6 at LakeCityQuietPills.com as their email address. Angel26 had largely posted on FARC regarding guns, ammunition, and weapons. Similar to the user Religion of Peace, this individual appeared to have served in the military in the past and mainly talked about violence and shooting in his comments. It was very customary in the earlier days of forum posts for them to end each of their comments with a slogan. Their particular slogan was, "Dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. Users investigating the mystery found identical spelling and grammar errors across both accounts, which led people to believe that the users 2-6 and Angel26 were the same people. They consistently omit the N after the second D and use the apostrophe in the word didn't. They used the letter N to spell out no in the knowledge form, They also spelled other very simple terms incorrectly, like tolerated and friend. Many Redditors remained convinced that everything was a fake for several months after the user 2-6 reported the passing of the user Religion of Peace. Possibly, even most likely, a marketing gimmick to promote the website LakeCityQuietPills.com. If so, it was effective, because more people were visiting the site than ever before. Numerous others had visited the user Religion of Peace's history after learning of his passing, and more people than ever were hosting images on the Lake City Quiet Pills website. However, when more tech-savvy visitors arrived at the website, they started to delve into its source code. Some observant Redditors would discover what appeared to be buried messages there, stretching back years. Short sentences loaded with jargon, acronyms, and occasionally geographic coordinates were concealed inside the HTML coding. The additional lines resembled job adverts or requests for designated personnel quite a bit. Immediate need, 8 to 10 Chinese/Korean. Fluent Korean/dialect/accent details after contact. 12-week half-pay sequester on refusal. 2 ground types. Fluent Farsi, Arabic, French. No papers, no problems. Need formed group, 8 to 10, single op, delivery bonus. Gentleman's agreement, insurance. Immediate need. Hotel room numbers and other precise places are also posted. The website appears to house demands for contract assassins, and a picture starts to take shape. Users were seriously questioning whether or not the deceased Reddit user, Religion of Peace, had been working on a website that served as a job board for hitmen. The statements buried inside the HTML code of the Reddit user website, Religion of Peace, persisted in the months following his purported demise. On July 17, 2009, the same day that his passing was reported on Reddit, the following note was written on the secret message board. I'm sorry to tell you that old Milo died yesterday. He went quiet and calm, not like we all figured. I gave that fat mangy cat of his to the little girl next door. No services or nothing, you know Milo. I'm taking his ashes back to where his farm was, close to it anyway. There's a mall where his place was, so hoist a few for the old man. Remember what he said, keep with the man who's got your back. We may confidently assume that this post was written by Angel26, based on a few misspellings in it. More than 2 months later, on September 30th, 2009, this person posted, "For those who have asked, I bricked Milo's iron key the same day. All is well." This user implies that there was damning data on Milo's hard drive, which is no longer present, by concluding the message with the phrase, "All is well." The user 2-6, also known as Angel26, posted once more on November 14th, 2009. Milo's will cleared probate. Surprise! Milo was loaded. Email Shade if we sent you out 2005 through 2009. Shade will have checks cut for you. Amount is by how many times, not by pay total. Small share is 3 to 4K. Little else would be revealed on this website for a few more months. But in January 2010, Angel26 made a comeback, this time carrying news. Happy New Year, everyone. We're having a birthday party for the old man on the 19th. Party starts at 1500 at the usual. Send your RSVP to Shade. FYI, we're booking a room for 3 days for anyone coming from out of area, and overnight for locals. Come hoist one for Dutch Milo. This post appears very harmless, but a group of alleged assassins all meeting in one place? To me, and countless other Reddit users, the party was not as innocuous as the invite made out. On January 12, 2010, a week before the party, the following message was added to the hidden message board. We got 38 rooms in the Marriott on 46. Shade has the key cards for locals. Pick up at the party. Give your travel name to the desk, and that's it. No ID needed since we're covering the bill. Keep the room service under 500, okay? The phones there are not secure. Bus from the hotel leaves at 13:30. Car service vouchers for return trip when you're ready to crash. Don't drive under the influence. Dubai welcomed Mahmoud al-Mabhouh, the head of Hamas's Armed Wings Logistics and Supply Chain, on January 19, 2010. He was traveling alone, using a fictitious name and without any security personnel. His journey had been preceded by a small group of men and women earlier that day. These people, who numbered about 20 in total, had entered Dubai using false passports. The group arrived at the Al Bustan Ratana Hotel shortly before al-Mabhouh and were spotted changing outfits and putting on different wigs twice. One of the group, a man using a phony passport with the name Peter Elvinger, asked for room 237, which is the room right across the hall from al-Mabhouh. Around 8:30 p.m., al-Mabhouh comes back to the room with no suspicion at all. He enters once the door naturally unlocks, utterly ignorant that there are a few people inside waiting for him. About 20 minutes later, the uninvited group in room 230 start to leave and go back to 237. With all their possessions behind them, they start to leave the hotel one at a time. Nearly all of these men and women left Dubai in less than 4 hours, flying to various locations across the world, including Frankfurt, Bangkok, Zurich, Rome, Johannesburg, Paris, and Doha. The door was locked from the inside when hotel workers checked on Mahmoud al-Mabhouh the following morning, on January 20th, 2010. Investigators initially observed that the death was due to natural causes. During an autopsy, it was found that al-Mabhouh had received an injection of succinylcholine, a fast-acting muscle relaxant that also paralyzed him before his death. Al-Mabhouh was awake during the events that followed, but he couldn't fight back. Al-Mabhouh was electrocuted and shortly after died from suffocation. He had been assassinated. 2 weeks later, on February 2, 2010, one final post would be added to the Lake City Quiet Pills. Party bills. Here is the final for the party. Hotel rooms, 48,341. Limo, 6,080. Bus, 569. Bar bill, 18,890. Food, 8,030. Dancers, 8,300. Miscellaneous tips, 850. Miscellaneous expenses, 2,840. Medical supplies, 180. Fat Tommy and Stu are okay too. Total, 94,080. You all did Dutch Milo proud. Thanks. And with that, the website was gone, entombed forever into what is known as one of the biggest mysteries Reddit has ever seen. So, what do you think? Was it a clever hoax? Or did internet users really uncover a savvy espionage program played out in front of their very eyes?